CS7 is now open, and what I'm going to do is go and get that file that I did in SAM, the SAM to Statler in CS7, standalone, open project. It's on my USB E drive, and I should be able just to go down and I should be able to find it. It's SAM to Statler. Okay, here's my SAM to Statler project. Select it, open it, and it should open up in Creative Studio, and it did. So now it's on the screen. However, it's not going to be in the correct place, so I'll just move the machine to the upper left corner where I want the pattern to appear. Okay, I have the machine in the upper left corner. And a very easy way is just like I did in CS6. I'll select this repeat. Somewhere on this CAD screen on a pattern, I will just click, right click, relocate, shift all to one point. And it'll tell me to click on a known point. I'm going to click on this corner right there of that box. Click yes. The patterns are in the correct position in the upper left corner. I would draw my boundary. This is the same procedure that I did in my CS6 SAM to Statler video. I would draw a boundary around this first row. I'd adjust the patterns, and I would stitch the first row. Now I'm not going to stitch it, but I'm just going to toggle it as sewn. So when I got to the end of this, it would tie off, and when I hit continue, the machine would start to move. I would hit the lower center button to cancel, and the machine would stop. Roll the quilt. So I've rolled the quilt. This is now on the take-up roller. This is all the way up where the by the take-up roller bar, and this is needle. I have the needle set in the start point of the first repeat in the first row. So I'll click somewhere on the screen, anywhere. I can select a pattern if I want to. I can right click, relocate, shift all to one point. I want to use the start point of the first repeat in the first row. Turn on my end snap. I'll let it snap to that. Left click, click yes. Now the patterns have moved on the screen so that they're all lined up to the next area to quilt. So this is needles at the start point of that first repeat in the first row that's been stitched already. So if I just pull my machine down, you can see that this next row is in position to quilt. I would draw my boundary, adjust the patterns, and then stitch the next row. You just do this over and over and over. Now what I do is when I get to the near the bottom, I might start a couple of rows from the bottom like this, and I'll select those two rows. I will see there's 24 inches of quilt left to stitch. Then I would place the needle along so that it's at the top of the uppermost point, and I would measure from that needle point down to the end of the quilt and see how much actual quilt is left. Then I would adjust the rows that are left using the arrow. If I need a little bit more, I'd pull it down. If I need a little bit less, I would push this up, and I would never have a problem when I got to the bottom of the quilt. So that's how I do this in CS7 and CS6.